SVG's Jason Dachman here with another episode of SVG SportsTech On Demand, and I am joined by Alain Cauchy, founder and co-owner of Geartech Technologies. Al, thank you for taking the time today, and we appreciate the Expos flavored background. Where are you calling us from? I think I might be able to guess, and is everybody safe, most importantly, in your household?
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, everybody is safe and sound, and we're doing our best to become these philosophical COVID destroyers here.
Great to hear. So let's start out with, for those watching that aren't familiar with Geartech Technologies, give us an idea of what you guys do and how you serve the broadcast industry.
Sure. So Geartech Technologies has been in the business for over 17 years in Canada and the United States. Offices in Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, New York, Connecticut, and obviously Las Vegas, Nevada. Basically, we circle back primarily on the telco and networking side of the sports industry. So getting any content back from a venue to a potential head end.
Okay, great. So obviously a lot has changed in the last 5 to 6 weeks, and the broadcast industry has kind of been turned on its head. But that doesn't mean that content production has stopped, that these operations have stopped, just because the broadcast center and the studios tend to be closed. So how are you working with clients? How are you working with the industry to develop some solutions to, keep the lights on and keep the content coming out with these facilities?
Sure. Well, like obviously I think a lot of projects right now are on pause, but at the same time, I think quite a few companies are using this as an opportunity to kind of re-solidify their network and maybe do things that they haven't had an opportunity to get done in the past.
Yep.
And I mean, once this gets going and we get back on track, I see a massive potential for growth. But at the same time, I think sports itself as an entity is kind of reinventing itself right now. So we're going to be, how is it going to be like to go to the ball game or go to the arena or whichever venue, even down to Formula One? How is that going to be? How are people going to interact with one another? And what types of effects that's going to have on the actual production side? In my opinion, I think it's going to actually put an emphasis on real solid production values, because a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to have to stay away from physically being on site from time to time or for the near future.
Right. And as a result, I would assume that we're going to see a lot more remote production, a lot of more, IP contribution and transmission, things like that. And you guys play well in that space, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So a couple of the product lines that we represent, two staples of ours are Net Insight and Verimatrix, as well as Imagine. And what's great is what we always try and do is any product line that we represent, not only do we become fully certified on, but we do the actual installation and support ourselves. From that perspective, the powers of the lines that we represent really mesh well together. We have our own laboratory where we actually test all that interop capabilities between all the platforms that we represent. And again, that certification process for us is key to our success in being able to offer that solution at every single level and every step of the actual deployment for our clients.
Okay, that's great. And look, when we do get to the other side of this, you mentioned it, the live production compound, the overall sports experience in the venue, they're all going to be very different. But there will be opportunities as well. I'm sure there's going to be a change in society and a change in the production world. How do you see things evolving, and what are some of those opportunities that maybe you can take your crystal ball out and project?
Sure. Well, obviously the professional venues are already slated with their camera positions, so we can figure that stuff up pretty quickly. In fact, it's already done. Where I think there's going to be a massive potential growth is your local arena, your local diamond, your local football field, or basketball court. It's how are grandma and grandpa going to be able to watch their grandchildren participate in their favorite sport. I'm already hearing talk about arenas getting ready for next season's hockey in Canada and the United States. And they're basically saying that the kids are going to have to show up fully dressed with their skates in hand, one water bottle and a stick, and get on the ice. That's great. But if the grandparents or the other siblings want to watch whoever's participating in that event, it's going to be tough. So one of the things that we're doing right now is we've developed, again, with our partners, a technology that will enable us to power up with private VPN lines directly out of these venues and stream them right back into the home. So from my perspective, that's something that we're investing heavily in right now. And I think that's going to be something that we're going to have to address sooner rather than later, because come sports and come amateur games, everyone's going to want to see what's going on. If we have to abide by those social distancing rules, I think the broadcast industry is going to have to come up with a real proper solution to make sure everybody has an opportunity to participate in watching their kids.
Yep. Well, it's going to be a brave new world, whether it's, the NFL and the NHL or your local baseball diamond or hockey arena. So,
Absolutely. That's, yeah, we can't forget that's where all these people start.
right.
Whether you're the female tennis champ or the top scorer in the NHL, you started on a small venue somewhere in your local spot. And I think that's really going to be important and crucial.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Al, thanks so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it. And we hope you stay safe. We hope you stay healthy. And we hope that Montreal gets a baseball team sooner than later.
Thanks a million, Jason. It was a pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity today. Thank you.
For more episodes of SVG Sports Tech On Demand, stay tuned to sportsvideo.org and the SVG YouTube channel.